On the morning of February 28, 1997, a routine bank robbery in North Hollywood, Los Angeles, spiraled into a 44-minute firefight that captivated the nation. News helicopters broadcasted live to millions, capturing a scene that looked more like a war zone than a quiet neighborhood. Two bank robbers, heavily armed and clad in body armor, were locked in a standoff with hundreds of LAPD officers. They were outnumbered but not outgunned. The police's standard 9mm pistols and shotguns were virtually useless against the robbers' military-grade automatic rifles and bulletproof vests. That day, a fundamental truth was exposed. American policing was severely under-equipped, and it was about to change forever. The two men behind the masks were Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matasareanu. Phillips, a career criminal from a family of felons, was a bodybuilder turned real estate scammer with a passion for firearms. Matasareanu, a withdrawn and angry man who immigrated from Romania, was born with a heart condition that made him an outcast. The two met at a gym in Pasadena, bonding over their shared interest in crime and weaponry. Their partnership began with small-time property scams but quickly evolved. At the time, Los Angeles was the bank robbery capital of America. In 1991, there were nearly 2,400 robberies in the city alone. To combat this epidemic, banks implemented new security measures, and the government raised the minimum sentence for robbery to 25 years. This crackdown had an unintended side effect. It didn't stop the most determined criminals. Instead, it forced them to adapt, leading to more ambitious, carefully planned, and violent heists. Larry and Emil were at the forefront of this new breed of criminal. Their first confirmed major robbery came in 1993, an armored car ambush that showed them the potential for bigger scores. But their luck ran out a few months later when a routine traffic stop led to their arrest. Police found a cache of weapons, ammunition, and body armor in their car. They served a short jail sentence and their gear was confiscated. For most, this would have been the end. For Larry and Emil, it was a challenge. Now convicted felons, they were legally barred from owning guns, yet their heists only became bigger and more violent. In 1995, they crossed a new line, killing a security guard during an armored vehicle robbery. By 1996, their military-style heists were perfected, netting them hundreds of thousands of dollars. They were ready for their most audacious target yet. In 1997, Phillips and Matasareanu set their sights on the Bank of America on Laurel Canyon Boulevard. The location was perfect for an escape, with a highway, a shopping mall for human shields, and a residential neighborhood for cover. They prepared for war, amassing an arsenal of automatic rifles, thousands of rounds, and custom body armor. Their plan was simple: get in and out in 8 minutes, expecting to walk away with at least $750,000. But from the moment they stepped out of their car, nothing went according to plan. A patrol car spotted them, and within minutes, the LAPD was on the way. Once inside, they discovered the vault was a series of individual lockboxes, not one massive cash delivery as they had expected. The heist was already a failure, and then a die pack exploded, staining their money. It was no longer about profit, it was about survival. Larry Phillips stepped outside and opened fire. A brutal 20-minute gunfight erupted in the middle of the street. Larry stood in the open, absorbing a barrage of 9mm rounds that bounced harmlessly off his armor. Officers were forced to take cover, their weapons proving useless. With their car disabled by gunfire, the two men split up, using the neighborhood as a battleground. After their rifles jammed, Larry and Emil were cornered. Phillips, severely wounded, pulled out a handgun, but it was knocked from his grasp by a final shot. He died by suicide seconds later. Matasareanu, also critically wounded, was cornered by a SWAT team. He eventually surrendered, but because police suspected a third gunman, he was not immediately treated for his wounds. He bled out in the middle of the street. In the aftermath, investigators discovered an even larger arsenal at the robbers' homes. The North Hollywood Shootout became a global spectacle, with millions of people witnessing the stark reality of how under-equipped the police were. The public outcry was immediate and immense. As a direct result of the shootout, sweeping reforms were implemented across police departments nationwide. Officers were issued AR-15s and other long-range rifles, and their body armor was upgraded with ballistic plates. While police militarization had been a topic of discussion before, this incident was the undeniable turning point. Today, police forces are far better prepared for situations like the North Hollywood Shootout. We can only hope a day like that never happens again.